You've felt it, haven't you? A pull so deep it stirs your soul without needing words. That sudden ache in your chest when you think of him. The quiet knowing that your presence in his life isn't random. And it's not. The angels whisper that you were sent. Not to fix, but to awaken. Not to chase, but to reflect. He carries a wound he doesn't speak of. Something old, hidden beneath layers of survival. And without meaning to, you placed your hands right over that place. With your light, with your gaze, with your silence. There are no coincidences in soul work. He felt something in you his spirit recognized before his mind could name. And it scared him. Because men like him, they build walls to survive, not realizing love was never the threat. You became the mirror he didn't ask for, but that his heart needed. And now, something is shifting. The angels say, he cannot unsee the truth you revealed. The healing has begun, and his soul is calling him to surrender. Don't let his silence fool you. It's louder than you think. He's battling within, not because you're wrong, but because you're right in ways he's never been ready for. You were chosen, beloved, to stand at the edge of his awakening, to be the divine interruption that shows him what he buried, what he feared, and what could still bloom. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. He doesn't speak of it. But his silence is heavy with history. The kind of history that lingers in the bones and hides behind rehearsed smiles. The angels reveal, his distance isn't rejection. It's protection, of a heart that once broke too deep to tell. You didn't cause the walls. You simply arrived at the moment they started to crack. And when you looked at him like he was safe to love, he panicked. Because no one had ever seen him whole before. He wants you. But he's terrified that wanting means losing. That if he steps closer, the old pain will come rushing back. So he pulls away. Not because you're too much, but because you make him feel too much. And he's not used to being that alive. The truth? He never learned to be held. He learned to survive, to perform, to distract, to please. And your love. It stripped all that away. You see through him. That's what frightens and fascinates him most. The angels say, he's never met someone who didn't just want a version of him, but wanted his soul. This isn't your fault. This is his mountain to climb. But your presence is the map. Stay steady. He's learning to breathe where he used to hold his breath. And that's because of you. You are not here to save him. You are the lighthouse, not the rescue boat. And the angels are clear, do not dim your glow to guide someone who refuses to open their eyes. Yes, you were sent. But you were not sent to abandon yourself. Your softness is not weakness. Your love is not obligation. He is on a sacred journey, but so are you. And while he navigates his shadows, your light deserves tending too. So rest, beloved. Drink from your own well. Surround yourself with warmth that asks for nothing in return. Because healing another's heart should never cost your own. You are magnetic, not because you try to be, but because you remember who you are. Do not become a stranger to your own spirit just because someone else is lost in theirs. The angels whisper, you are the miracle he never expected. But even miracles need space to be received. Let your love be sacred, not sacrificial. Your glow heals, but only when it's fueled from within. So breathe. Light your candles. Speak your prayers aloud. And remember, you are not waiting. You are becoming. He didn't ask to be seen. But you saw him anyway. Not the polished image. Not the rehearsed charm. But the soft, trembling core of who he is, and who he tries to conceal. That's why he quivers around you. You reflect what he's buried. You unveil what he flees from. And still, you stayed. The angels say, your eyes have become his truth. He sees who he could be through the way you hold him in silence. But reflection isn't always gentle. Sometimes it's a deluge. He didn't expect to feel so vulnerable in your presence. So seen. So undone. Because no one warned him that love this pure wouldn't stroke his ego, it would challenge his soul. And that challenge, it's sacred. It's haunting. It's healing. You are not just a woman in his story. You are a turning point. He looks at you and sees the man he wants to be, but hasn't yet dared to become. You shine, not to blind him, but to invite him deeper. And though he resists, the mirror has already been held up. He cannot unsee. He cannot unfeel. He cannot unknow you. He can only choose when, and if, he's ready to meet the man he's caught a glimpse of in your reflection. Something shifted. Not with noise, but in the sacred hush of his solitude. A memory. A scent. Your name in his mind when he least expected it. The angels whisper, he is waking, slowly but deeply. You were the spark. But now, the flame grows on its own. He starts to question his old truths. The armor he wore for so long is now heavy, cracking under the weight of what he feels. Your presence didn't just touch him, it broke the spell. He thought love was danger. You showed him it could be a refuge. He thought vulnerability was weakness. You made it look like freedom. And now, he's seeing what he never saw before. The way your absence lingers. The way your kindness echoes. The way your love still holds him, even in distance. There's a stillness now where there once was denial. And the angels say, he dreams of you differently now. Not as a fantasy, but as home. This is the season of first steps. Of small soft openings. Of emotions too big for words, but too sacred to keep hiding. He is changing. And your soul. It was the permission he never knew he needed. He comes close, then disappears. And each time you wonder, was it me? Did I do something wrong? No. You did nothing wrong. You did everything real. The angels reveal, he returns because your energy is safety, and flees because it's truth. There's a rhythm to his resistance. An old pattern dressed in new excuses. He's learned how to run. Not from danger, but from what feels too good to be true. You are not confusing. His soul is conflicted. You are not too much. He is still learning what enough feels like. This back and forth, this tug in and pull out, it's the language of a man who wants to stay but hasn't yet made peace with receiving. And every time he retreats, he's hoping you'll wait. But not because you should. Because something in him believes you are the only one who doesn't demand, only invites. The angels whisper, each return is not rejection undone, but awakening resumed. So do not see his absence as a verdict. See it as the breath before the leap, the silence before the confession. And know, what retreats still remembers the warmth it left. It wasn't your words. It was your presence. The way you stood without asking, waited without pressure, loved without needing to fix. That was the medicine. The angels say, your love did not ask for permission. It simply arrived, and began to heal. He didn't know what to call it. So he feared it, pushed it, ignored it. But love like yours does not disappear when ignored. It lingers. It transforms. And every place inside him that once felt numb is slowly waking to your memory. This isn't a fairy tale. It's deeper. Because it doesn't need perfect endings, only real beginnings. You gave him something no one else could, a glimpse of himself whole. Not for what he offers, but for what he is. That's what makes it medicinal. The way you didn't flinch at his darkness. The way you stayed soft in the silence. The way you never tried to earn his love, but gave yours freely. Now it blooms inside him. Quietly. Powerfully. And the angels whisper, he will come back to you, not because you asked, but because you healed what he didn't know was broken. There is a reason for the delay. Not punishment. Preparation. The angels reveal, he is being reshaped by a hand you cannot see, but you can feel. You see, divine timing rarely obeys human longing. It moves with sacred precision. And right now, he is being unraveled by heaven itself. Every fear he clung to, every identity he wore like armor, it's all being stripped. Not to destroy, but to make room. Room for you. Room for truth. Room for love that does not play small. There were moments you questioned the silence, the pauses, the absence. But the angels ask you to listen again, this time not with ears, but with faith. He is coming, they say, but first he must remember who he is, so he can choose you from his soul, not his fear. This connection. It was written long before breath. It was sung in celestial places, where time does not exist. Trust that. Even now, while his words are absent, his energy reaches for you. He is not lost. He is being led. And so are you. The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land and will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail. Isaiah 58 verse 11. He carries it like a secret, the ache of wanting to love you, but not knowing how. He's lived most of his life behind a mask. And now before you, it doesn't fit anymore. The angels say, he longs for you. But longing has never felt safe. So he hides. In logic. In distractions. In busyness. Because loving you would mean being seen. Fully. And that kind of exposure, it terrifies him. Not because you'd hurt him, but because he doesn't yet believe he is worthy of being loved unconditionally. You saw something sacred in his brokenness. And that shook the foundations of the lies he built his life upon. Now he stands at the edge, half in, half out. But know this, his heart is not cold. It's cautious. Not distant. Just afraid. And every time you loved without expectations, you loosened the knots in his chest. The angels are watching, hovering near his soul, saying gently, you are safe now. Love is not loss. Let her in. You may not see the change yet, but it has begun. And his silence? It's not absence. It's the sound of someone deciding if they're brave enough to open up again. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31 verse 6. Let it go now, beloved. Not the love, but the need to control its unfolding. The angels whisper, this journey was never yours to force. Only to feel. Only to honor. You've held space. You've stayed soft. You've believed when no signs came. And that was enough. Because the sacred does not need chasing. It needs witnessing. You did not fail. You did not imagine. You did not love too much. You loved exactly as your soul was meant to. Now, the invitation is to surrender. To place it all, the ache, the hope, the dreams, into the hands of the divine. He may come. He may stay away. But your worth was never tied to his choice. You are already chosen. Already loved. Already whole. The angels are placing a blessing on your path. Whatever is yours cannot be lost. Whatever returns will meet you differently. And whatever ends will only clear space for your rising. So exhale. Unclench your spirit. Let peace be the answer where control once lived. You did not love in vain. You loved like heaven does, with open hands and a fearless heart. The Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still. Exodus 14 verse 14.